Hello, people of Doylestown. How are you doing? I'm really excited to be here this evening. It was a smooth flight coming here, and I've just been looking forward. My name's Jon Muq. I originally moved from Uganda, and I arrived in America for the first time in 2018, and ended up in Austin, Texas. And through that whole time, I've been writing songs and really discovering a new culture. Because when I moved here, everything was new. And that has inspired me to create different songs relating the cultures, from the culture I grew up in and the culture in America. But I always start with this very first song I call Always As One. When I discovered the guitar, I was 15, and it was my first time to ever see this instrument. I was so intrigued. And a friend of mine came to me and told me, John, this girl is breaking up with me. And I was like, okay, can I write a letter to save your relationship? And he was like, yeah. So I wrote some spicy stuff for him, and in the morning he calls me, he's like, John, it worked. And I was like, can you get the letter back? I need to write my first English song. And these are the words I'd written in that letter, minus the spicy words. A special world for you and me. It's gentle nature and up into all. And always sending chills down my spine. And if our moon starts causing waves, it's your devotion that keeps me still. I've made a vow to no one but you. I pledge my love for all time to you. I love, I love, I love. I love the way you touch me. I love, I love, I love. I love the way you kiss me. And I love, 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 love the way you love me. I want to stare up top in you forever. Our lives together till eternity, and our hearts are always as one. I want to stare up top in you forever. Our lives together till eternity, and our souls are always as one. I wrote your name deep in the sand, but the waves washed it away. I carved your name into my heart, so forever it will stay. I love, I love, I love. I love the way you touch me. I love, I love, I love. I love the way you kiss me. And I love, 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 love the way you love me. I want to stare up top in you forever. Our lives together till eternity, and our hearts are always as one. I want to stare up top in you forever. Our lives together till eternity, and our souls are always as one. And our hearts are always as one. I want to stay wrapped up in you forever. Our lives together till eternity, and our hearts are always as one, and our souls are always as one. Thank you. Thank you so much. That song I released an album, but it's not part of the album. Because when I moved, I was really afraid about my friend. He's not yet married. And I've always asked him, hey, you better marry that girl. I need to record my song. So second album, I'll just release it. Growing up in Uganda, we didn't have too much opportunity. And seeing a guitar at 15 years was the very first time. I was walking one day and I saw a guy play, and he was playing Christian songs. I was so intrigued about just the instrument, because when you look at all the tribes in Uganda, each tribe has a musical instrument, and somehow that musical instrument accents with the way people speak. That's why each tribe has their own instrument. And to me, when I saw this, was like piece of gold. I was like, wow. So I asked the guy if I could come every day to watch him play. And I just went there for almost 6 months, walking to this man's house. And at that point, I didn't know I was discovering a passion and something that would save my life. And right now I'm in Doylestown, Ohio. So music really changed my life. When my friends were in trouble, I was somewhere doing something musical. And it's not until I moved to Austin and music inspired me to write a song to thank music for changing my life. And it's a song called Silver and Gold. Hope you guys enjoy. My innocence had long been gone. You taught me things that already knew, but I pushed them away till the day I found you. For far too long I'd been just hanging on. You dragged me in from that wind and cold. All I know is you're more than silver and gold. It's the truth. You let my heart unbend. I was the lonely one, and I needed a friend. Will I know you put a skip to my step? You are the only one when I needed someone, like you needed someone. I took some wrong turns on the road of life. You found me wounded and I'm stronger, stronger than I've ever been. You put me back together again. We're making our own private paradise, just knowing you'll be right there when I'm old. That you'll never go means more to me than silver and gold. It's the truth. You let my heart unbend. I was the lonely one, and I needed a friend. Will I know you put a skip to my step? You are the only one when I needed someone, like you needed someone. I couldn't see the horizons, I never saw the sunrise. My life was missing the reasons until I looked into your eyes. It's the truth. You let my heart unbend. I was the lonely one, and I needed a friend. Will I know you put a skip to my step? You are the only one when I needed someone, like you needed someone. Will I know you put a skip to my step? You are the only one when I needed someone, like you needed someone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, when I came up with this whole passion, do you think you can give me some more gain?
What do you want on there?
Slightly, yeah.
Your vocal or guitar?
Both.
Both.
Yeah. So when I discovered that I had this passion of singing English music, so I discovered an instrument, and now I'm looking. It took me a time to look for a trigger, something that would really tell me go for English music. And one day I was a nanny for my cousin, and I was cleaning, and I landed on a CD. It was We Are the World. I didn't know how to use a DVD player, so I waited for him to come back. When he played me that CD, I was mind blown. How many people were singing in just one tune? And I told him, do you mind not paying me? Can you give me this CD? And he was like, I think he thought I was stupid. He's like, sure, you can take it. I played that CD till he could never play again. and I built this thing in me that I want to do English music, and I feel I need to speak, because I felt like I had a lot to speak, but I didn't know how to speak it. But discovering music, I went home, I told them I'm starting to sing English music, and they all thought I was crazy. Even my friends were like, are you competing with Chris Brown? Which to me, I felt kind of not supported in that way. And it's not until I moved that I was reminded of that situation where the people closest to you don't understand what you feel inside, and you're trying to tell them, and it inspired me to write this song called Flying Away From Home. I hope you guys enjoy. I always dreamed I'd go away, somewhere maybe I could fly. So I left my home when I was 23 years old and sailed away into the night. Daddy told me not to go. I regret that we were fighting. Now I think he finally knows. Sometimes you have to search before you find it. The light can seem so very far away, but everything you left so far behind it is in your heart to stay, to help you find your way. I was born to live for more. I don't know the reason When opportunity came knocking at my door, I looked it right into the eyes. When I wandered down the road, they didn't know what I was thinking, but I just knew I had to go. Sometimes you have to search before you find it. The light can seem so very far away, but everything you left so far behind it is in your heart to stay, to help you find your way. Every day I'm growing stronger. Every day something new. I can't wait until tomorrow. Sometimes you have to search before you find it. The light can seem so very far away, but everything you left so far behind it is in your heart to stay. Sometimes you have to search before you find it. The light can seem so very far away, but everything you left so far behind it is in your heart to stay, to help you find your way. Oh, oh, oh. Eh, eh, eh. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you so much. When I arrived in Texas, a wonderful couple picked me up. And when they brought me into their house, that was my first time to live in an American house. And there is one friend of theirs there was someone from Uganda. And she always came with a small paper and a pencil to write all the things I didn't know how to do. And swimming came on the list. She's like, I'm gonna teach you how to swim. So she schedules a day, and she took me at a spring. It's called Balton Springs, if anyone has ever been to Austin. And she told me, I was so shocked, she told me to jump. And I kept on saying, hey, that's not how they learn how to swim. And that's when everything starts going wrong. And she didn't even know things are going wrong. And she told me to walk into the water. I was surprised that water was like 60 degrees, cold. That was my last lesson of swimming. I didn't see her for more 3 years because the pandemic happened. And one day she calls me after the pandemic and said, are you John? I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you still in Austin? I was like, yes, I am. And she asked me to help her move boxes. And I was like, yeah, sure. I'll carry boxes. And we carried boxes all day. But she was crying throughout the whole move. And I was freaked out because this is a person I was used to seeing happy. And we're carrying boxes and she's really crying. So I didn't ask why. It's not until I went back home that evening, something about me was telling me I was not a good friend, that I didn't ask why she was crying. And it inspired me to write this song called Dark Door. I hope you guys enjoy. I see the way you're feeling now. Maybe I could come around, just because I'm thinking of you, looking like you're not afraid. It isn't even what you say. It's what you do when you blue. I've been there before. I've walked through that same dark door. Ooh, it's cold when you're alone outside until you get a place to hide. Then you know you found a home. Till then, never give up, you fight. Try to keep your burdens light, 'cause you never know when it's time to go. I've been there before. I've walked through that same dark door. Ooh, and I've been through that pain. I've walked through that pouring rain. Ooh, I know that you know how it feels. I'll help you find you peace of mind. I'm here to stay, won't go away until the end of time. I've been there before. I've walked through that same dark door. Ooh, and I've been through that pain. I've walked through that pouring rain. Ooh, I see the way you're feeling now. Maybe I could come around. Thank you so much. Many of you may ask, how did I end up in Austin, Texas? When I realized none of my friends could ever listen to me sing English,
I think that's up there. I'm thinking was there a switch in there? Hey, we're hitting the switch. We solved our mystery problem. There you go. Yeah, switch was hidden. We all learned something new today.
So when I realized that none of my friends could ever listen to me sing English, it kind of freaked me out too. So one day I was traveling in a taxi, which taxi carries 14 people in Uganda. And I grew up seeing homeless kids. And one day an idea came to my mind. I was like, since my friends don't care, I think these kids will care about what I'm singing. So one day I picked up my guitar and went and started singing for these kids. They were excited. They didn't know what I was singing. They had never seen a guitar as well, so they were curious with me. And I did that for almost 6 months. But one day I was like, I need to call a friend to see me what I've been doing. So I called my best friend, and I was shocked he was happy. He was like, John, this is cool. Let's record a video. We need to post it on this thing called Facebook. And I didn't have a Facebook account, but he came with the phone the next day and we recorded a video and I posted it online. You know, it spent there like 3 weeks. I get a weird message from Norwegian Cruise Line in Florida. Do you want to sing on a big boat? With a photo of a big boat. I was so interested about the photo because it didn't make sense. In my brain was like, how is this building floating on water? So I printed it out and I kept on asking my friends secretly, do you think this is real? And my friends were like, John, that's Photoshop. That is impossible. That's a whole building. So my friends, our minds were like the same. I didn't respond to the email. And a few weeks passed by and they reached out again. Sir, this is a big opportunity for you. And I was like, can you send me a video of that boat moving? And his response to me was kind of angry, but he sent me a link. And I looked for an internet cafe, and it was real. This boat was moving, and people were kids were jumping to the pools. I was like, sir, we have a deal. So in 2 weeks they processed the visa, and my challenge is to convince people home that at 23 I'm going to America by myself. So I showed them the passport. They were like, this doesn't look real. Where did you meet these people? I'm like, on internet. They were like, internet? They're gonna cut out your lungs and liver. You're not leaving this country. So it was hard to convince them. So I had to move out of home and get a small secret one room somewhere as I processed my leaving the country. And I moved. I remember that day, it was my first time to go to the airport or even be at the airport. So I first reached the airport and I called them because I knew there they wouldn't touch me at all. So I told them, guys, I'm gonna go and show in the passport and we see the visa is real. I didn't know when you check in, you don't come back. I thought I would come back and say bye. But I didn't say bye. Because when I gave in my passport, they told me, sir, go forward. And it took me 3 years to really understand that whole scenario. Because I didn't know I was running away from everything in life. Friends, family, sisters, everything I knew. At that point, I was just excited about this big thing sailing on water. And I know at some point we run away from something good or bad, but sometimes we don't know that we are running from something good, but it takes courage to run away from anything. So it inspired me to write this song called Run Away. I hope you guys enjoy. I feel like a runaway. I got a home, but I just can't find it. Never knew the right of way. I'm not alone, 'cause the stars, they guide me. It's in my past, gotta let it go. Don't look back, I gotta keep on going. I feel like a runaway. So I say, hey, don't care what the weatherman's saying, hey, hey. I'm not afraid of the storms that's raging. It's not mine, gotta let it go. I better mind, I gotta keep on walking, hey. I feel like a child now. Every day I keep on growing. Every road that I travel down, there's always something worth knowing. It's in my blood, I was born to roam. Where I go, there is no returning. I feel like a runaway. So I say, hey, don't care what the weatherman's saying, hey, hey. I'm not afraid of the storms that's raging. It's not mine, gotta let it go. I better mind, I gotta keep on walking, hey. I feel like a runaway, so I say, hey, don't care what the weatherman's saying, hey, hey, I'm not afraid of the storms that's raging, it's not mine, gotta let it go. I better mind, I gotta keep on walking. I feel like a runaway, so I say, hey, don't care what the weatherman's saying, hey, hey, I'm not afraid of the storms that's raging, it's not mine, gotta let it go. I better mind, I gotta keep on walking. Hey, I feel like a runaway. Thank you. Thank you so much. It really makes me happy to sing for people, because the first crowd I sang for was in my brain. And I have a twin sister. I remember when I was trying to practice guitar, we lived in a 2-bedroom, 5 people, and I didn't have where to practice from. I just closed my eyes and talked to myself. And one day my twin sister found me, and she ended up telling all her friends I was possessed. And one day I'm walking, I find her friend, and she was just treating me so nice, and she's never treated anyone nice. I was like, what's going on? She's like, well, I need you to tell me how it feels when you're possessed. And I kept on telling her, hey, it's a crowd I'm seeing I used to call it in a Western country. And I think she didn't really take my definition, what I was explaining to her. She thought I was more possessed. And so this means a lot to be here singing for real people. I really appreciate it. When I moved in with this couple, because I stopped my story when I got the visa, so I ended up in Florida. And I was following just rules, because I didn't know the people that were calling me to come. I just knew I was going on a big ship. And they told me, you're gonna see a huge security guy with your name at the airport. Where he goes is where you go. So I saw this guy, he didn't laugh. He just showed me my name, and I was following that guy. He took me to the hotel, and in the morning I found him right at the hotel entrance. I followed him, and I just followed orders. I didn't even know I joined the boat. I reached a tunnel, and he told me go forward, and I was following rules. It's not until I went to pee, and the water was shaking, and that confused me. I was like, what's going on? And when I looked in the window, we were sailing. And I was tired because I'd flown from Uganda to Florida. I was really tired. I just went straight to sleep. And after like 10 minutes of sleeping, I had someone knock the door. It was the band manager for the ship. He's like, sir, you need to be singing right now. And to me, I'd never been in a life of a structure. I'd never followed time. I'd never followed anything. I asked him, don't you people get rest when you've traveled so far? He's like, no, you're scheduled to be singing. I won't leave this door until you're up singing. So that's when the challenge of structure for the first time in life kicks in. I went up and I started playing guitar. And I did that for 6 months. But then they dropped me in Bahamas. Because I was from Uganda, they don't drop you in America, they know you're not going home. So they drop you in a place they know that you have no choice. But I had read rules, I knew the rules of the visa I had, so I lived in Bahamas for 6 days without a plan. They wanted me to go back home, but I was like, I'll stay here till I find a plan. And at the end of the week, I went to check the bill for that hotel. I was so shocked how sleeping was expensive in the Western country. It was like 1,500. I knew I had to get out of that hotel that day. So I made calls to America, events happening. Many calls didn't go well, apart from one call. This lady picks up and I was like, hi, I saw a fundraiser for a refugee fundraiser. I want to sing for free. She was like, free? Fuck yes. and I hung up because I'd never had a fuck yes for yes. So I made other calls, and the calls didn't go through. I was like, I better call the fuck yes lady again. And when I called her this time, she was nice. She was like, well, the fundraiser is in 2 days. If you can get here, you will do the fundraiser. So I ended up in Austin singing for this fundraiser. But I was shocked. After the party, everyone left me there. No one cared at all. And it's midnight, I'm seated at this music venue. I don't know where to go, and a drunk guy who had passed out wakes up and he says, hello, are you the African who was singing? What the hell are you doing here? I'm like, they left me here. He put me in a truck and drove me to his house. I was excited that I was rescued. I didn't care where he was taking me. I was just happy. And in the morning, he was nice. He gave me a Coke Zero and a small avocado. And I was like, I didn't know Americans eat this for breakfast. But I was happy still. And the next day, he gave me a Coke Zero and a small avocado. That's when I started getting frustrated. I was like, this is no food. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. And he also got frustrated, and he called the refugee place. Hello, I have the African. They're like, the African? We've been looking for him for 4 days. So he drove me and dropped me there, and that's where they knew I was not a refugee. I was just a person who came legally, but I just had no plan. So they couldn't keep me at the refugee place. And this couple saw me. They were like, well, we've been looking for a person to stay with. Can you move in with us? And I didn't say yes, because I was curious. I told them, got their card, and I Googled all night, how do you live with white people? And Google was like, just chill and smile. So in the morning, I called them, and I was like, I'm ready, I'll move in. They were excited. These were the most nicest people. And they took me to an assisted living to see their mother. But then my brain was confused. I was like, I'm a stranger, you brought me in your house, but your real mother is somewhere else, other people taking care of them. That's what my brain told me. I didn't tell them. I was like, it doesn't make sense to me. But I just went to the assisted living, and I got a chance to look at this lady, their mother. They left me in the room with her. She had dementia. She didn't remember the present. She remembered the past. So we didn't talk much. We just stared at each other. But when we were like 30 minutes into staring at each other, I got a pen and a pencil, and I tried to write what she was trying. It looked like she wanted to tell me something. And this is what I thought she was telling me. It's a song called Writing. Hope you guys enjoy. I've seen the world standing still. I've seen the leaders come and go, them living good and a mess. I've buried friends and family. I've heard that Jesus will come again, but I just keep writing all alone. Oh no, writing down the road. through the hurricanes, riding all alone, through the head and fear, riding down the road. I've seen religions come and go. I've seen the innocents killed by law. Seen them sweet lovers break my heart. I've seen the races fight themselves. I've seen what I chose and what I need, but I just keep riding all alone. Oh no, riding down the road, through the hurricanes, riding all alone, through the head and fear, riding down the road. But I just keep riding all alone. Oh no, riding down the road, through the hurricanes, riding all alone, through the head and feel, riding down the road. But I just keep riding all alone. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really consider that song as a special song to me, because to me it was a culture lesson. You know, in Uganda, people stay with their family till the last day. So I was surprised, and I remember one day the lady passed away after a few months, and one day this guy comes with a box. He was smiling. I was like, "Sir, what's that?" He's like, "This is my mother." I'm like, "Your mother? Your mother died?" He's like, "Well, we burnt her and she's in this box." And that's where I was curious, where are you gonna put that box? And he put it in a room. There was a bathroom, and he put it in this room, and this was my room. That stuff freaked me out. All my sleep started being messed up from the day I knew that box is in that room. And you know when you shut the door and the house has pressure, the other door shuts itself? I shut the bathroom door and my bedroom door shut itself. I was like, whatever this guy's mother is doing, she doesn't need me in this house. And it became worse when they told me, "John, you need to take care of our dogs. We are going to Fairfield, next town to Austin, to pack our mother's stuff. We shall be back in 2 days." Oh, I was freaked out. But I was like, I'll do this because these people are the only family I know. And you know the Alexa device? So I have a friend called Alex in Uganda, but the Luganda sounds like, I was like, "Hey, Alexi." And Alexa heard me talking to my friend in Uganda. And somehow I'm in 2 rooms away, I hear a woman speak in the house. Immediately I started shaking. I called these guys. I was like, "Sir, your mother just spoke to me and I think I'm packing my bags." And you know, he was like, "John, you need to listen to me. We don't have ghosts." I was like, "Sir, I heard your mother speak to me. She never spoke again, but I had a woman in this house." And I was leaving those dogs there. And they had to cancel the trip and come back that day. But after a few days, he was baking, and he was like, "Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes." And the woman spoke. I didn't tell him that was the woman. But anyways, the couple one day came to me and told me, John, you don't need to go to play soccer because the pandemic is going on. You're going to kill us. I was frustrated to be in the house for a long time, and it inspired me to write this song called A Big Smile. I was just thinking how it would feel when the whole pandemic is gone. So hope you guys enjoy. When you are running from all that haunts you, the road you're traveling seems all uphill. Some days will be empty without a smile. Life is not a race, but a journey to be survived. Let your wound just make you strong. It may be near when it seems so far. Stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. Don't be afraid to encounter all the risk. When the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, you will stand with a big smile. When the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, you will stand with a big smile. Sometimes when people just don't care, and for some it's hard to say, accept yourself as you are designed. You're a masterpiece of your own kind. When the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, you will stand with a big smile. When the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, you will stand with a big smile. When the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, when the sun rises up, you will stand with a big smile. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. In January, I finally went back home. You know, it took me 6 years. When I came here, I thought I was spending 2 weeks and go back. But I realized there were rules in the world. There were document rules. I didn't know that. I'd never seen that. I'd never heard of that. So when I came, I was like, well, the lawyer told me, well, you're on what they call a business visitor visa, and it has rules. When you go, you won't come back. And you know, I was spoiled with all this stuff, Chipotle stuff. I was like, there is no way I can ever go back to Uganda if I have Chipotle. I love Chipotle. I was addicted to that stuff. And I told my brain, I don't think I want to do that. Because things here kind of made sense. In Uganda, I would chase the chicken to eat it. And for some reason here, you just drive through a window and order as much as you want. I like that stuff. But it costed me 6 years. And it was amazing to go, and I realized that the people there, since they don't dream, they don't hope, they don't see things like stress, those words don't exist there. People don't even know what it means. They still knew the 23-year-old that left. They didn't see me as a person. They really didn't understand that I had changed a lot. And I went with my manager. He looked different when he was there. They were excited. That was the only evidence that I've come from America. But to me, it filled my heart so much. When I came back so refreshed and really, really happy, because I'd never seen those people, even my twin sister. We would talk and I would see that we had a very big shift. She was doing the same exact thing I left her doing, and me, I had passed through stages of learning. And being in Austin, Texas, I struggled with the self-reflection thing, because it's a new world and people do things differently. I remember I had a friend of mine, he taught me things, disc golf. Has anyone ever played that stuff? That was fun. That was my first American game. Throwing a plate and it falls into some chain stuff. I love that. And one day the game went so well and I held this guy's shoulder. I was like, hey man, that was so good. And I was smiling. I don't think his face looked happy. And I didn't know why. He was not happy. I went home asking myself, what really happened? And then we scheduled another day. The game was so fun. And this time I held his hand and I started swinging it. He was pissed about that. I don't think he liked that. He drove away and left me at that park. And it took me time to just understand that friendship was, in Uganda guys would just joke around. Here I think guys was kind of serious. He was serious. And that's not the way of expressing friendship, so I learned that. And things went worse when I went to a DMV. And the lady told me to read in a machine. I couldn't read anything, which she told me, you're blind, sir. I'm like, blind? I came with my eyes from Uganda. She's like, well, you couldn't read anything in this computer, so we won't give you a driver's license. And then she asked me, why didn't you fill in this part that says race? Are you white? I'm like, no. She's like, are you black? I'm like, no. She's like, are you Asian? Are you Hispanic? I'm saying no. She's like, what the hell are you? I'll help you fill it in. You're black. So to me, in my whole life, I'd never heard of people described with a specific color at all. That's why I didn't fill in that part. I'd never ever heard of that. And I called my sister after leaving the DMV. I'm like, if you ever make it here, fill in black. Because you're gonna make someone so pissed. But anyways, I went back home with, so I'm piling all these things. I didn't see it as a bad way. I was like, cool, I'm black, I like that. It was just hard to be like, okay, knowing something new about yourself. And then a friend of mine, he came to me always crying. He's like, John, I'm stressed. I'm like, why? He said he has no job. He got the job, we celebrated. After a few weeks, he told me he was stressed. I was like, why? He's like, about the job. I was like, what is stress? And he explains to me a definition, but still it didn't make sense. And then somehow the way I lived was kind of reflecting to the definition he gave me. And I'm starting to reflect through all these terms. I'm like, oh, if you're stressed, you have to be in that bracket of stress. And I had to go in the mirror and talk to myself, to self-reflect. And this song, Bend, is the conversation I had with myself. I hope you guys enjoy. I fear my love will lead me back again. I fear my world will see the shape I'm in. There's nothing wrong with you. It's a game for two. What you wanna do? I feel this life is calling me to live. I'll take this ride and all it has to give. All the sunny days with the cloudy days, that's the only way. It's the only way I'm ever gonna find you. It's the only thing that matters in the end. So come on and let me love you. And come on, you're strong enough to bend. I know your arms can lift me up again. I ran away, but now I'm back, my friend. I gave up on you. You gave up on me, and now I see it's the only way I'm ever gonna find you. It's the only thing that matters in the end. So come on and let me love you. And come on, you're strong enough to bend. And now my love has laid me back to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. The people of I've even forgot Akron. It says Doylestown. What's the pronunciation? Doylestown. You know, English became weird when I moved to America. I remember going to this bar and I don't know why I asked for Ugandan lager. And this guy lowered his glasses and was like, "You went from around here, so are you?" That was the most weird statement I'd ever heard in my life. And I've been practicing my R's, you know, the accent. I tried it in Uganda when I was speaking. People are like, your English is different. I'm like, well, I have no choice. I have to speak English all the time. So I'm getting there. This next song I'm going to sing is a new song. I was watching a movie, and 6 guys were trapped in a trench, and people were shooting at them, and they were stuck. They were scared of their life, and it was like raining. The whole trench is flooded with mud, and one of the guys picked up a photo that had 6 naked women, and told his friends, "We're gonna pick each lady, and we're gonna fight so hard and go to the world where these ladies are." I was so shocked how a photo of naked women got those guys out of a trench. They started fighting through, and at the same time, it kind of showed a description and appreciation of home. Being home, it's something you remember sometimes in the hardest times, and you would do anything to go back home. And it inspired me to write this song called Belong. I hope you guys, if I mess it up, it's a new song. I've been away for so long, I need to come home. You're on my mind all the time, no matter where I am. Seen so many faces and places wherever I roam, but it's never the same feeling like when I come home. A small boat carried me back to you, back to your arms, lips and your sweet eyes too. I wish you knew the things you get me through. My heart belongs to you. People drift, people move on, but me, I know I won't. I don't know how things could have been. It's good to be home. A small boat carried me back to you, back to your arms, lips and your sweet eyes too. I wish you knew the things you get me through. My heart belongs to you. My heart still longs for you. A small boat carried me back to you, back to your arms, lips on your sweet eyes too. I wish you knew the things you gave me through. My heart belongs to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that song will be on the second album, which I've been working on the album slowly, and yeah, it's really exciting. I got another weird message in 2021, and it was from a singer called Dan Auerbach. He messaged me for a while, but I didn't respond because I was like, what the hell is this dude? What does he want from me? But one day when I went to play soccer and I knew we play with a drummer, I was like, hey, do you know this guy? And my friend was like, John, that's Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. It's a message you have to respond back to. So I responded to Dan, and he was nice. He flew me to Nashville. I spent with him like 8 months, flying back and forth, and we sit and jam and behind his studio, and I play for him songs, and he was just grooving. And he told me, John, I'm gonna sign you to my label, and I'm gonna produce the whole album. I'm gonna produce all your songs. So I spent 4 days with him in studio, and we crafted 16 beautiful songs. And I released that album last year in May. It's called Flying Away. So it's an album about happy songs. When you see a guy posed like a pimp, like this, that's me. That's the album. No, I didn't know what the word pimp meant. My friend told me, "Man, you look like a pimp." I thought it was a big description. I was like, "I'll take that." So it's a photo of a person standing sideways. It's an album called Flying Away. So I'm playing my last two songs. These last two songs actually I would love to sing with you guys. You know, it's a beautiful day. This song is simple. It's called Love, 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 Love. I don't know who introduced that word love, but it gets us to do things. For me, I knew that I was truly loved from my chicken. In Uganda, we raised chicken, and we used to paint them and let them stray. And somehow, these chicken were brilliant. They know where they live. You'll be walking 2 miles away, and your chicken is somewhere there chilling. And when I was 15, I was broke, and I was like, I need to sell my chicken. So I sold it to a friend of mine, a few houses from my house. I was so shocked. In the morning, the chicken had come back. And I was like, wow, I didn't know this chicken loves me. So I was like, I'm gonna sell it to the next neighbor. And I sold it. I was broke. I was 15. I was like, I saw a way out of this. And I sold it to the next neighbor, and the chicken came back. So I told my sister, hey, can you imagine this chicken loves me? It comes back all the time. My twin sister's like, you're gonna be in trouble. You better eat that chicken before they start coming looking for it. So we ate the chicken. We ate it with love. Anyway, this next song I'm singing is called Love, 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 Love. Love, love, love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. Beautiful, glorious love. If you're a lonely one, you're not the only one living alone in this big grand world. If you look closer, there's people all over there looking around just like you. For love, love, love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. Beautiful, glorious love. If you're a lucky one, you're gonna find someone who needs a friend as much as you. You'll come together and life will be better and all of your dreams will come true. With love, love, love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. Beautiful, glorious love. Everyone sing with me. Love, love, love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. Beautiful, glorious love. Once more. Love, love, love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. Beautiful, glorious love. One more time. Love, love, love. There's really no way you can get too much of it. Love, love, love. Beautiful, glorious love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give it up for the sound guy there for giving me. And I thank the Blue Macaroon Theater for having me here. And it really, really means a lot. I'll be back. You know, I'll be back. Next time I'll come with the band. I just played Bonnaroo before it was shut down. So I played the first day. But it was sad that it was all shut down the next day. So, but I was like, I need to stop in this town in Ohio. Anyway, my last song is a song about a beautiful day too. It's called Hello Sunshine. And the reason for writing this song, when that couple really took me in the house, I remember a specific scenario where this guy said, Jonathan, breakfast is ready. I was surprised I didn't know how to react to that statement. He kept on saying, Jonathan, breakfast is ready. And I was just in this bedroom walking around. I didn't know what to do. So he came and opened the door halfway. It's like, breakfast is ready. So I followed him, and I sit on a round table, and he was like, you need to talk. I was like, for what? He's like, well, we sit on a table to talk. That's why we eat on a table. I'd never been in that setting before of sitting and talking about nothing. And so, but somehow they started, talking and telling me things about them, and it took me months, actually like a year, to really talk on the table. I still didn't see sense out of it, but it was beautiful. And the food that was on the table was a lot for just 3 people. And cheese was the most thing on that table. It has never been my thing. When I ate it, I was like, sir, why do you eat dead milk? It's like, well, we love it. That was not my thing at all. But when I went back to my bedroom, there is a joy I felt. I didn't know what it was. I think it was the security of knowing that food is available. Because when I was in Uganda, you didn't have food, but you didn't think about it that you don't. You just thought that that's how the day came, and that's how the day goes. It was not like a problem at all that people don't have food. That's why they are happy even though they don't have food, because they don't know that people have full refrigerators. And when I started taking pictures of this guy's fridge, it was full. And I sent it home to my sisters. They were like, you are so lucky. That's like heaven. To me, it was the joy of security that inspired this song, Hello Sunshine. You know, when you make calls and the day is going great, and the milk and coffee ratio is perfect, that kind of day is how I felt that day. And it's my last song, Hello Sunshine. I found something new, baby, when I found you. Funny what love will do when you let it show. Yesterday still has closed, tomorrow still who knows. Today it's known to let it show. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. Love is the answer. We don't need to be afraid. Run, run, the story goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. All I know is you gotta play. You know who you are a shooting star. Love is gonna show you the way. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. Goodbye, rainy days. Remember who you are and how you've come so far to be here where we are in this light. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. Love is the answer. We don't need to be afraid. Run, run, the story goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. All I know is you gotta play. You know who you are a shooting star. Love is gonna show you the way. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. Goodbye, rainy days. Goodbye, rainy days. This is what you're gonna sing with me. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. Come on, guys. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. That sounds good. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy days. Once more. Hello, hello, sunshine, goodbye, rainy day. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be back. Thank you guys.